Welcome to Coffee with Carrie. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about why younger men might actually prefer older women. I've got some reasons here. I have a new client. I don't know if you're new here, but I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach. And a new client is a younger fella who only wants to be matched with women who are about at least 10 years older than he is. And between him and other people I know and some research I've done, some studies I've investigated, I had some things to share with you. How many? 10. 10 reasons. Oh, you probably saw that in the title. 10 reasons that men might prefer an older woman. That's what's on the agenda. So he's 30 years old and he prefers that I match him with somebody who is 40 or older. And of course, I had lots of questions because I want to investigate anytime a client has boundaries that they've put up or a wall that leaves people on the outside who are near to their age, meaning somebody who is 35 perhaps or 37. And we had a conversation about this. I took notes so that I could share with you. And then I double checked it all with a couple more recent studies to see if we could figure out what these reasons are that men might actually prefer someone who's older rather than somebody who is their own age. And what you will see, should you Google this anywhere, any article will share with you that young men who are interested in older women are likely to be appreciative of the fact that they know what they want and they know who they are. And I think that older women are kind of known for kind of not worrying as much about what other people think about them. So they're not going to worry that, oh, everybody's going to think I'm dating somebody 10 years younger or more, or be concerned about the glances they might get in public, or even what this fella might think. They're so confident often knowing who they are and what's going to bring them enjoyment that they can easily connect with people of all different ages and are just maybe more open-minded. I just feel that there are a lot of women around 50 who have really come into their own and are really comfortable in their own skin. And that would be the number one thing that younger men might find appealing in an older woman. Number two, they have an assumption or experiences that have taught them that older women are less likely to play games, which can be confusing for people, any people, and annoying for a lot of people. Nobody wants to be manipulated in that way or have somebody starting fights in order to make up from fights, things of that nature, trying to make somebody jealous. Just playing little games and manipulations that can be annoying and counterproductive to the beginning of or even later in a relationship. Older women don't have time for games, is what they'll often tell you. I don't have time for that BS or nonsense anymore. They realize the importance of living in the moment and want to take advantage of all the good stuff and not be causing drama or creating problems where there are none. Number three is that sometimes older women make younger men feel very much appreciated, more so perhaps than women their own age. And because there is that difference in age and there is youth in the equation, the other person can feel that appreciation for what remains of their youth that perhaps the other person, well, not even perhaps, that the other person has left behind. So if someone is 10 or 20 years younger, you've moved past those 20 years and there's something there that you can look back at, experience things sometimes for the first time again through somebody else's eyes. And sometimes older women are coming out of another relationship that's looked very different than this one would, and they're very appreciative to be in this relationship or a relationship with somebody who they're enjoying. So younger men would reap the benefits of that appreciation. Number four is that a lot of times older women have learned not to sweat the small stuff. They're not going to make big deals out of small things, miscommunications or differences in people, how people communicate or choices they make, how they live, aren't something that are going to cause a lot of discord in a relationship where there's a difference in age. An older woman is more likely to let things slide. Maybe it's because of that appreciation. Maybe it's because of that confidence or the lack of game playing. But a lot of times guys will say that it's just easier to get along with somebody who's not making big deals about everything. And sometimes that leads to relationships where the older woman is more supportive of a younger guy, kind of in line for many of those same reasons the guys end up with a partner who is much more willing to be encouraging and build them up, be a support system for a younger man, and the fellas appreciate that. Please allow me to apologize for interrupting our episode here, but it's come to my attention that only 26% of my viewers are actually subscribed to the channel. So I've set myself a goal of 50%. However, I have no control over this. This is on you. So if you can do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, especially if you stop in regularly or find that there's something valuable or you learn something or enjoy episodes every once in a while. It would help me out more than you probably could even realize. And I always appreciate your support of the channel and would be grateful for that. Thanks again, and now let's get back to our episode. Speaking of being a support system, often that is a very obvious trade that's been made. Trading youth for mentorship. So one person is getting the opportunity to live again through a more youthful lens, and the other person is getting somebody who's more experienced, perhaps in their work life, perhaps in social situations, definitely more emotionally experienced in a lot of cases. And that creates opportunities for somebody to be not only supported, but to help somebody grow into the next stage of their life when they're with an older partner. And the older partner is willing to be, as you can imagine with older men, with younger women, sort of a guide to help people that you've been through a lot once you've had more life experience and you're able to impart that to somebody who hasn't. Number 6 is a lot of guys who prefer older women say that they are an old soul. They just have something about them where they connect with people who are not their own age. That things that they notice in women their own age seem childish or immature to them, and they're just drawn to that maturity, emotional intelligence, and even people who've grown up in an era of things that they enjoy. One of my relationships was with somebody who was younger than I am, and I remember my kids saying that he had a lot more in common with my parents than with them, even though he was closer to their age. So a lot of times fellas who consider themselves an old soul will appreciate the older soul in another person. Number 7 is that some guys just like changing it up and having the opportunity to be pursued and not be the pursuer in all circumstances. We've heard about cougars, women who are looking for men who are younger. And in that situation, a fella is often the one being approached and being pursued romantically. And it takes obviously a load off and the pressure off of having to make the first move, be the one who's wooing the other person. Those can get flipped in some relationships. And there would be people who would find that a positive. Number 8 has to do with emotional intelligence, but when an older woman is a more calming presence, more stable in her life, a little bit more settled, not just beginning a career or growing in a career, working their way through, or dealing with just new circumstances of being out of the house maybe for the first time in their 30s maybe. It could be an opportunity for a younger man to be more emotionally vulnerable and not feel like he's going to be judged for that. And I think that's especially true of men who have things that they want to share emotionally, would like that opportunity to be more vulnerable. That's going to go over probably more easily with women who are more emotionally intelligent and have more life experience than with a woman that's their own age or younger. And often when they're sharing these emotions, there can be some input and some insight based on the woman's life experience that can be beneficial too. Number 9 is that depending on the age of this older woman, she can sometimes be at a stage where there's now more freedom in her life, maybe not raising children or not raising small children, maybe after a divorce, maybe in a situation where she is leaving some of the responsibilities that she's had up to this point behind and looking for something a little bit more free, a little bit more fun focused. A lot of men say they're looking for somebody who is fun and looking to do things that they find enjoyable. And in this situation, these fellas might be finding a woman who's actually got time for those things and on the same page, looking to make the most of the future and the years that they have, and on a new page or a new chapter in their life where they're looking to change things up and focus more on enjoying. And then finally, number 10 is to some people, they don't even see the age. The age is really just a number, and they'd go in either direction, so they don't mind being with somebody who's older, just as if they connected with somebody who was younger. That might be perfectly acceptable too, but they're of the mindset that age doesn't matter. So that's 10 reasons that some men, love older women, and some of the reasons perhaps that women would enjoy men as well who are younger. Hope you found that interesting. My client, by the way, is dating somebody right now who's about 11 years older than he is. That's going pretty well. Keep tabs on him. Hope he never comes back. I never see him again, and that they enjoy each other for many years. I wish the same for you too, to find somebody that you are enjoying and is a great partner to you. So I appreciate you stopping by today. I hope you'll subscribe to the channel. And that's my mom. She said, please give the episode a thumbs up. And I'd appreciate that too. You can always hit that ring bell that notifies you every time a new episode goes live, and that assures that we will be able to connect again here. And I'll look forward to that. Until next time, have a good one.